Everything you need to know about products and services that can improve your life. This is Experts on Call on CL 650.
Welcome back to the program. I'm Sterling Fox. Sean Lang is president of Interprovincial Roof Consultants, sitting across the table from me in our CL 650 studios. Sean, we're talking about, we've talked many times over these past few months about you and your team at Interprovincial Roof Consultants. And during this, it's not a completely idle time of the year for people in your business, but it's less busy now than, say, in the middle of summer. So you have the advantage because your people stay with you year-round. Some of your team goes for upgrade courses and extra schooling during this time of year, don't they?
Yep, that's right. We use this time of year to basically clean up all the jobs that have been running through the summer and the fall. There are some that are still underway that haven't finished yet.
Sure.
But also to prepare for next year and, of course, to do some advanced learning and try and pick up some new skills over the winter. It's really the only time we would have any free time to do that. But this is the time of year when people should really be looking to prepare for the next year's roofing season.
Right.
And if they are even considering having their roof done, or they're even wondering, you know, I've had only 3 leaks this year. Maybe I should think about getting my roof looked at. It's a good time to call us because we have the time to actually sit down and look at your building without having to panic and run away and do some active jobs.
Right.
Because what happens is in the summer, when the weather's really good, we have to focus. We have priorities, and our number one priority during good weather is always the active projects.
Sure.
Any roof that's being installed, we need to be there. So our resources as far as office time, phone time, even answering emails, it gets dwindled down in the summer. So the best time to have conversations and to plan and to do the desk work and all that is over the winter. You
mentioned earlier in the show that you do go out and attend and make presentations at quite a number of strata council meetings. And is there more of that at this time of year, or is it pretty much an ongoing year-round thing?
No, it does tend to happen over the winter. I think a lot of stratas have their AGMs towards the end of the year, and even in the new year, and it seems to be the season for that. So we do tend to end up doing more. Whether or not it's just because they're preparing better and they've actually scheduled these things to happen so that they can actually get the roof done in the good time of the year, or it just happens to be their schedule, I'm not sure. But we always like to have these things happen over the winter. It's the best time.
And at the Strata Council meeting, you identified some of the more predictable characters who will be in attendance, and one of whom is likely to be the person on the first or second floor who wants to know why on earth I should be responsible for anything to do with the roof, which is on top of the 18th floor. Get real here, folks. So you hear that every time you go out to a meeting. What gets said to that person?
Well, these people have to realize that they're living in a community. Strata is basically a small community within itself, and the building is community property. So any portion of that building that is not their own personal property, but what is community property, which would be the roof, the walls, the grounds around the building, all have to be shared expenses. So the roof system, when it has to be replaced, even though that person is on the first floor, they have to pay their portion of that shared expense.
Right.
What if a person doesn't have a car? Should they pay for the parkade to get repainted? It's a shared expense.
Right.
You know, or the carpet in the hallway. If they don't walk through all the rest of the building, why aren't they only paying for the carpet in front of their door?
Right.
You know, so
it's just a grasp of the essential shared nature of a condo existence.
You shouldn't move into a strata unless you realize that you're moving into a community and are going to be sharing the expenses of that community.
All right, and if you live in a strata, and if you go to somewhat conscientiously go to your strata council meetings, and it's been quite a while since anyone brought up the roof at any of our strata council meetings, perhaps next one I go to, I should raise my hand and say, so how's the roof doing, gang?
Yeah, it's wise to do that, and not just the roof, but any elements of the building that you've noticed haven't come up at the meetings. Everybody should be aware of the building. It's everybody's building, so everybody should have a concern. If you don't have a lot of building knowledge, obviously you want to make sure that you're allowing the people that have the building knowledge or construction knowledge to get the first seat when it comes to having, providing information on it.
Right.
But if you have concerns or even are just aware that something hasn't been dealt with, you should be bringing it up so that it can be dealt with, and it then gets documented in the minutes of those meetings.
Right. It's called being proactive and may save more than a few bucks down the road.
Well, at least you can start preparing for it.
Right.
Which is important.
We are almost out of time. I thank you for yours again. I wanted to give you a few seconds on behalf of you and the squad out there at Interprovincial Roof Consultants. It's a month away from Boxing Day, my friend. So you'll be sitting by the fireplace with the eggnog working about a month from now. And how about some sentiments of the season?
Well, I'd just like to say happy holidays to everybody out there, and I hope everybody enjoys the holidays and is safe and enjoys their time with their children and their families. I know I will be. And to just enjoy.
Well, thanks for a very informative, educational round again. I have learned more sitting next to you over these past few months than I have in my whole life about the roof over my head. Sean Lang, Merry Christmas to you.
Merry Christmas to you.
We'll see you again soon.
Okay.
That's it for now for Experts on Call.